Hi guys, this is Chantel. Sorry for the lighting. This is the shadiest spot that I can find over here in the garden. The sun is super hot right now. So today we are going to be harvesting and curing onions, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that. And I want to apologize for my voice. I'm getting over a sickness, so I don't have a lot of energy to harvest all the onions probably, and I probably shouldn't harvest all the onions. So let's go ahead and let me show you how you can tell when to harvest onions. So if we look at this one over here, you can see that the neck is bending, and if you touch it over here, you can feel at the base, you can feel that the neck is soft. This is when you want to harvest your onions. Now a lot of these onions are still not ready to be harvested, but some of them are. So what I will probably do is harvest the ones that are ready, and these are my red onions. And I finally discovered the reason for why my onions were struggling, and it was basically a water issue. And when I installed this irrigation system, originally it was meant for this, to irrigate this area, and then I hooked the new beds that my husband and I installed in the new garden right beside these, and most of these beds have drip tubing that probably requires less water pressure, and even if they don't, it's just a really big zone for the hose to irrigate all this area. So what I've been doing is I've been actually shutting the water off the new beds and turning it on these beds first for 2 hours, because these soaker hoses require more time to irrigate the beds. And then I keep the water on the soaker hoses and I turn the water on the beds. Each bed has a faucet, so I turn the water on each bed in the new beds, and I leave it on for an hour, and that is enough to water the new beds. And I do that once every other day. And that's how I water my vegetable garden, and it's been working out great. And the reason why some of my onion bulbs are not super big or as big as I'd like them to be is because they didn't receive enough water, and onions require a lot of water in order to grow large bulbs. And because of the water issue that I was having, that's why my bulbs didn't grow as big. And now I can notice that the ones that are not ready to be harvested yet and are receiving more water than they used to are actually starting to grow their bulbs a little more. They're not going to grow as much as I would like them to, but that's okay. I can always use these in soups and stuff like that, and they're not going to give me as many onions as I was hoping for. That's okay. We use a lot of onions. The other day I made a dish and that required probably like 3 or 4 pounds of onions, and I came over here, I harvested the onions that were ready and I used them in that dish. So we use up a lot of onions. Here again you can see this one is soft, this one also is soft, so these are ready. And I probably should have done this before I started watering, but that's okay. You can see some of these onions are really small because of the water issue. And I have an oak tree growing in here. And some are super big. That's kind of what I was hoping for. You can see this one. Look at it. This one is awesome, and this one is ready to be harvested. So I got this box over here that I was throwing the weeds in it the other day and collecting them to throw in my large compost pile. So I'm going to use it to put the onions in it, and I don't think I'll have the strength to haul it inside, so I'll have to wait for my husband when he's on his lunch break, because today he's working from home and he can bring it in for me inside. So this one looks like it's fairly ready. So I'm just gonna harvest it. This one also looks like it's ready. I think that most of the onions are ready. So I'm just gonna harvest them all, and then I'll show you how to cure them. I have, I think, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I have 4 onion beds. Most of my onions didn't do that well this year. That's okay. Lesson learned. I'm actually going to be splitting the zones into 2 separate zones, and I bought some timers and a splitter, and I'll show you how to do that in a separate video. Now let's get these onions harvested and show you how to cure them. Even if their necks aren't bending yet, like this one was standing straight, if their necks are soft, when you touch it, it feels soft, that means they are ready. When their necks feel firm, that means they're not ready to be harvested yet. That's the only thing that was left in the bed, so I think I'm just gonna pull them all out. It's not worth it to keep them in here, and then I'll plant something else in here. I have plenty of things I want to plant, so this space would be available for me to plant, and this is what I have so far. So imagine this added to this, and then we're gonna bring them inside and show you how to cure them. So this is our homeschool room / dining room, and this is the only wall that I can put the onions up against. I have this craft paper or packaging paper that I laid down on the ground over here, and this wall is away from direct sunlight, so that's a perfect spot for them. I can't actually cure them outside because we get rain sometimes. Usually we get more rain than we are getting this year. This year we are in a drought. Last year we were also in a drought, so hopefully the drought will break soon and we will get some rain. It was supposed to rain this whole week and the past week also, but it didn't. It only rained like one night, I think, and that was it. But we also get morning dew, and I don't have any place that's covered, and our garage gets pretty wet, so I don't want to put them in there. And that's a perfect spot for them to dry. This is where I cured my garlic, so I'm going to lay them out flat on the craft paper over here. And you don't want to have them too crowded. Just like you would cure garlic, you want to cure them for a few weeks until all the green has dried up, because they are going to use all the sugars and turn it into starches and store it in the bulb. So the bulb becomes the bulb would have a longer storage time this way. Now right now our basement is hot because I'm using the freeze dryer, and the freeze dryer heats up the basement, so I can't store them in the basement. Up here is actually going to be cooler than the basement, and this is where I'm currently storing my garlic because our nights are getting cold or cool. So I will be storing them here, and I might freeze dry some of them and turn them into onion powder and onion flakes so that I can use them in cooking instead of just buying onion powder. This would be a way for me to have my own onion powder and onion flakes, and I'll probably do the same with the garlic as well, like with the small heads and the small onions. And so yeah, I'm gonna put them over here on the craft paper and let them dry. So my house first smelled like garlic, and now it's gonna smell like onions. there wouldn't be a lot of moisture trapped and they can evaporate all the moisture. This is all of them, and this is just from one bed, and you can see the ones that I believe received a lot more water than the other ones have grown so big, and the ones that didn't receive that much water didn't do so well. I'm not sure where I'm going to cure the other beds, but for today this is all I'm able to do, and we are going to let them fully dry until all the green has dried out. And once they dry out, you want to snip the roots off and the tops off, and you can store them in some wire baskets or wicker baskets or something like that in a cool environment at like 45 degrees Fahrenheit, or 50 would be okay too, and 60. I've stored my onions that way in the winter. But if you don't have that kind of temperature, again, freeze drying is a great way to preserve your onions, and I will leave my Harvest Right affiliate link in the description box below where you can purchase your own freeze dryer if you're interested. So that's how you harvest and cure onions, and I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications of whenever I upload a new video. I will be leaving a few videos for you over on that side over there and you can go ahead and watch them. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye!